Hey there, YouTube fans. Mike Palumbo. I've been meaning to make some more content for a while, and just hanging out on the beach. I figured now's as good a time as any. To make some content. And what I wanted to talk about, I already have a video up about the Easy Pass issues that people have been having, but it's been such a problem. I wanted to make another video about it. And what I really want to talk about specifically is the Port Authority of New York and New Jersey. Now, there are three tolling agencies: the MTA, New York State Thruway Authority, and the Port Authority. Now, there are actually more than that. I'm talking about the ones in New York State. I'm a New York lawyer. I can help you in New York. And each one of them, if you have a New York State registered vehicle, is going to suspend your registration if you fail to pay. And each one of them is also going to sue you. The Port Authority seems to be a special kind of problem, because working with the Port Authority is harder than the rest of them. There's a couple things you need to know. The first thing you need to know is before they suspend you, get a notice of suspension. Now, a lot of people don't get it because they moved. They didn't tell the DMV the new address, and they went to an address they no longer live at. Most people get the notice of suspension. On the notice of suspension, in the middle of that document, it's going to say either MTA or Port Authority. It could say New York Thruway Authority, but I have not come across it. They're the easiest ones to deal with, the New York State Thruway Authority. And what that's telling you is you may owe money to both or all three, MTA, Port Authority, and the New York State Thruway Authority. But whichever one is documented on that notice, that's the more critical one to deal with, because they're the ones that you're going to be pending suspension with. Now, there's a 718 number on that you can call. And when people call it, they answer the phone, New York State Department of Motor Vehicles, Easy Pass Suspension Unit, or something like that. But they don't work for Easy Pass, and they don't work for New York State Department of Motor Vehicles. They're Conduit. Conduit is one of the three collection agencies that work for the three tolling authorities in New York State. You got Conduit, Alliance One, and Transworld. And the reason why I found this out was because a client said, "Oh, I paid some money, to DMV." I'm like, "You couldn't have paid money to DMV. You don't owe them the money." Like, no, the number on. They said they paid the number. They paid money through the number on the notice. I'm like, "No, that's just the DMV. Let me call them anyhow." And they're willing to take payment. So I said, "Wait a minute. How do you transmit the money from the DMV to the various tolling agencies?" Like, "Well, we're not the DMV." And I just kept questioning them until they told me, "Well, we're really Conduit." So they're holding themselves out as the Department of Motor Vehicles. You think you're paying through a government entity, and you're not. This is true whether it's the MTA or the Port Authority. But I started out saying, hey, I want to talk particularly about the Port Authority. They are particular. The MTA. It's very formulaic. I can almost tell you to the dime how much I'm gonna reduce it, how long it's gonna take. The Port Authority, it's hit or miss. Everything, there's no rhyme or reason, there's no cadence, there's no template. Nonetheless, within about a month, 3 weeks to a month, I do get it resolved. 100% of the people who have had Easy Pass issues, I've resolved it. If they were suspended, I got them unsuspended. If they were pending suspension, they didn't get suspended. I got their amount they owe reduced by thousands and thousands of dollars. Like one client just recently closed out. They owed the MTA money. They owed the MTA $37,000. I got it knocked down to $12,000. I saved them $23,000, and I prevented their registration from being suspended. When you hire me, if it's the Port Authority or the MTA that's suspending you, I don't just stop there. Because if you owe one, you probably owe the others, and the pain is coming. So I resolve it across the board, even the ones that aren't yet suspending you. But nonetheless, whichever one is suspending you, that's the more critical one to deal with. That's the one, if you only have a limited amount of funds to put on a settlement, you put it on the one that's going to suspend you first. Anyhow, listen, like I said, 100% of the people who have hired me, I've been able to fix their problem. So if you have this problem, call me. I charge you pennies on the dollar of what I'm going to save you, and it's well worth it. Anyhow, this is like another one of my videos about the Easy Pass issue. It's very predatory what they do. It's very unfair, but we get it resolved. Again, it's Mike Palumbo. If you have any problems, you give us a call, 914-777-2990, and we'll deal with your Easy Pass issue. Have a great day.